हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम टू द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर। तो आज हम बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट एक कॉन्सेप्ट डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। In programming, loops are considered to be the most important things because they are the basic building set for the further ahead problems or any program you are going to make. Loop is one thing that you'll encounter in every single place. There is no single program where you won't encounter a loop. So what exactly is a loop? So, in basic English, what do you understand by a loop? A loop of rope, like a loop. A loop means something that continues on going, right? Like this is a loop. So same way here it's a loop. This infinity loop. You can see a circle. When you tie a rope, it will become a loop. If you start from one end, just like here, if you start from this end and go from here, 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 then you will again come out to in the same end, like this O. You start from this point, just do one lap, and you'll just be in the same position again. So it is used for efficiency and precision and for repeatable tasks, as the name suggests, loop. So what is like a loop? A loop is an engine designed to execute a block of code repeatedly until a specific condition is met or until all items in a sequence are processed. What does this sentence mean? Suppose the, there is a loop we have to start. Let's say we want to count a number from 1 to number 100. We'll say print number 1, print number 1 to 100 until the number reaches 101. So until this condition is met, this loop will go on and print the numbers from 1 to 100. This is what this sentence suggests, right? So what is linear execution and looping execution? Linear execution is you execute a code block A once, then B once, then C once, like in linear progression. But in looping execution, what happens? The loop, like there is just like I explained here, printing number 1 to 100, the same way. And now there are two types of iteration loops. Now, what is iteration here? Iteration means going through a data type. Like iterating means we'll just see by example in the next few slides. So there are two types of loops. There is a for loop, there is a while loop. Okay. So as you can see, there are few diagrams given. You will understand these diagrams once I explain what are these loops for. Then we'll go ahead and see the syntax for the loop. Now let's say we have a syntax for loop here for I in range 0 to n. What does this mean? That the for loop, the loop will run from number 0 all the way to number n. And what is n here? 4. So it will run from 0 to 4. And 4 is excluded, just so you know. And the upper limit is excluded and the lower limit is included. So what will be the output in the terminal? 0, 1, 2, 3, because it goes from 0 to n. N means 4. 4 means 0 to 4 and 4 is excluded. So there is a range function here, just like a print is a function. Range is also a function. Range is used to tell which number you will iterate from until where you will iterate to. So you can access the, as I told, you can access the list by variable name, braces, then n means indexing, whatever index you want to trace it from, right? So in the same way here, I'll draw a table. Suppose this is a value of index idx, and here is a of idx. So in loop, geeks for geeks, right? This is the variable a, and this stores the value geeks for geeks. Geeks for geeks. Now in loop first iteration, it's saying len a. Len a is the function which tells you the length of this a variable. Now len a is also a function. Len a tells the length, which is 3. So it will iterate in number 0 from number 0 to number 3. So it will iterate 0, 1, 2. So first the value of idx will be 0. So a of 0 will be printed, that is geeks. Then it will be 1, a of 1, then a of 2, a of 2. Then all these will be printed. Then geeks for geeks will be printed in this order. Geeks for geeks. So this is how a normal loop works. Basic, easy. Now there is another loop, that's while loop. So in while loop there is a base condition. The syntax is as follows. I'll just show you the syntax. This is the syntax. While condition, then semicolon, then this code, whatever code you want to write. So while as a condition that has to be met, right? So while yani jab tak, until count is less than 3, like c and t is first of all 0. So 0 is less than 3 for case 1. So I'll draw table c and t and condition. So first value of c is c and t is 0. What is the condition? C and t is less than 3, is 0 less than 3? True. Now the next condition is 0 less than 3? True. Now the next condition is 1. Is 1 less than 3? True. Is 2 less than 3? True. Is 3 less than 3? Then if there will be 3, it will come out as false. Then how many iteration will it go? From 0 to 2. Now why are we increasing this number? Because here it's given, then it will increase by 1. Okay. It will print hello geek how many times? 0, 1, 2. Any almost it will print hello geeks 3 times. This is how it works. First we'll evaluate the condition. If it's true, we'll execute the loop body. Then we'll again evaluate the condition and until the condition is false, and we'll just exit the loop. Now where is the danger? Danger is infinite loops. Suppose you write a condition such that it's never false. It's always true. Like suppose while 0 equals to 0, like 0 will always be 0. So it will never ending loop print, like until or unless your PC memory, RAM memory runs out, it will print whatever you have given here, or it will execute any code you have given here. So it will run endlessly again and again and again and again and again and again, infinite times. So this is what we'll call an infinite loop, and this is an logical error. Okay. If a loop's condition is never, if the loop condition never becomes false, and this the execution is always forcefully, you'll have to just forcefully terminate the uh, infinite loop. Like in VS Code, we use control plus C the terminal to terminate, or just close the editor and it will, you know, end the infinite loop. Now here are differences between for loop and while loop. First of all, trigger mechanisms. It processes a sequence, and here it evaluates the conditions as we already studied. And here are use cases for loop where there are data structures, as I already told, lists, ranges, arrays. Arrays are also a form of lists, but these contains homogeneous type of data. Now what are while loop? What used for? Like event monitoring, waiting for user input, state changes. All right. Leveling up to nested loops. What are nested loops? Suppose there is a for loop, and inside there is another for loop. This is a nested for loop. Or in the same way, there is a while loop and there is another while loop. So this is nested while loop. Means a while loop inside of a while loop is called a nested while loop. Now this is a simple program of a nested for loop. So first of all, I ranges from 1 to 5. Now we'll have to make a graph. So we'll just go into the whiteboard, and first of all we'll just see the program from 1 to 5. So we'll say there is I, there is j, and there is condition, no, print I. So print I. All right. So first I, and then we'll end it with four spaces. What is this argument used for? This is used to suppose we have a print function. As I already told, there is always a namespace new line character. So to change and use something else in place of the new line character, we use the AND keyword. Now, first of all, we say i's value is from 1, okay, so and j is in range. I means 1. So j's value is 1. So we'll print, all right. 1 will be printed with 4 spaces. Now we'll see. First of all, the loop goes from here to here, then it executes this block, then it executes this block. Then again it will go here when the value is 2, then it will again execute this block, then it will execute this block, then it will again increase the value and go to 3, then in the same way it will increase until its value is 4. So when the value of I is 2, then it will go from I from 1 to 2, then it will print uh, first it will print 1, then it will print 4 spaces, then 2, then a new line character, here space new line character. Now 3, from 1 to 3, 1 to 3, in the same way it will print. Okay. Now we'll just use this code in the code editor. For I in range 1 to 5, j in range I, print I comma and equals to spaces, and print a new line characters, and I will just run this code. Will print 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, so I have done some mistake here. Yeah, sorry. It doesn't print. I just told you the case where it prints J. So if you just write J here, it will. Sorry. If you write just J here, it will print the same as I told you. Just it will be starting from 0 because J starts from 0. We haven't specified any range here. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it's the same as I told. Just I thought it's printing J. So if we print I here and remove the range, it will print 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4 in the same way. Just like shown in the PPT. So what are rules for iterations? If you follow these rules, then you will never ever get any error, any kind of error in looping. So first of all, you will have to see if you want to pick a while loop or a for loop. Mostly questions are solved via for loops. Now we'll have to see the syntax like indentations. As I already told you, you shouldn't just uh, you know write for loop from here, because if you want nested loop, you will have to start in this block. So this for loop works in this for loop works in this block, this line we have given, and this for loop works in this line. All right. Now, what are the next rules? Now, where you have to exit the loop. This is also very important in while loops. Now, that is it for loop and while loop. Like looping is finished here, And now we'll move ahead with the questions in the next lecture. The next lecture we'll discuss about a few things. I'll just tell you what we'll be discussing about. So in the next lecture, we'll be discussing about, yeah, how we can print patterns like this, or how we can print odd numbers from 1, 3, 5 all the way to n, how we can print even numbers, how we can print natural numbers, how we can print whole numbers, how we can print patterns like this, how we can, there are many things we can do while loops. So we'll just see, and we'll also integrate if else with these loops, and that will be in the next lecture. And we'll be solving many questions from now on because we have just covered all the basics, are almost complete. All I need to teach you now is how list, set, and tuples, also strings, work, and then we'll implement all of these data structures into the loops so that we can move ahead with even advanced type of questions. And after completing these sets, we'll move ahead to object oriented programming, which is very important as for real life usage. And we'll go ahead after that, and maybe we might try file handling, exception handling, and I'll also tell you how you can install various libraries and use them into the VS Code. Now, there are few things I also want to discuss that sometimes you must have seen me doing this. Now, what people usually do is they just take this, Control C, enter Control V. So this just is a very much time consuming. So what I do is I just press Alt, Shift, and downwards arrow. So what it does is copies the current line into the next line, selected line into the next line, and you can also do the same with Alt Shift up. It will copy to the above the line, and then do Control Z to delete the lines. And if you want to just shift the lines without copying, you just press Alt, down arrow key, up arrow key, and it will just do the same. Okay. Yeah. So this is how a few shortcuts works in VS Code. And there are a few extensions I'd like to tell that will make your life easy. So here are a few extensions I'll show you. So you can change themes by this themes option. You can search for themes. You can, download Pylance. It is just like a debugger for Python. You can download Python, like basically the Python package. It makes easier to write Python VS Code, and there are many much styling things over here. You can add different themes. You can add different icons. Like suppose this is a fun icon where sometimes I use it. Right now it's not working, I guess, for some reason. But this is really, just entertainment things. You can make VS Code pretty interesting for yourself, and you can just open settings and do many things here. Just like this, if I type, it will also type. So these are just things to make coding a bit more interesting into the VS Code. There's nothing more. And Yeah, see you in the next lecture where we'll study all the topics we have discussed. So, yeah, goodbye.